brother.
Playing that.
So this is an interesting, brother. This is brother. What's your angle? What's your angle here, brother?
My angle?
Yeah, what's your angle?
This
brother?
is your angle, brother.
Well, my angle, and I do find this an interesting. I think you really typically you brought this up, really. However,
looking for topics for the show.
But it's an AEW one, and I am kind of questioning this. Where are they at right now? So who's champ right now? MJF, right?
Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
I am the best! I'm the best in the world!
Okay. He's better than you. And you know it, brother.
However, I feel AEW has fallen off a cliff because I cannot remember the last. I used to be a pretty avid Wednesday night Dynamite. I used to text brother all the time. Hey man, you're missing out if you're not watching Dynamite. Da 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 da. And then all of a sudden, I don't know. I kind of soured on it. It kind of just got stale on me. For me, it got stale. And so now that they put the title on MJF, which I think is a great thing, I do, but I don't know, brother. I think it's a little bit too late, personally. But you're the wrestling guy.
Why do you say that? Why do you think it's too late? What do you mean?
Because I think AEW is almost like jump the shark at this point.
Jump the shark. What do you mean? What's wrong with AEW? And is from a casual fan's perspective, what's wrong with the product?
I think WWE has leapfrogged AEW since Triple H has taken over the production and taken over the matches and the writing, the creativity piece of WWE. They've got Bray Wyatt back. They've gotten, Roman Reigns with some good matches. And then the whole War Games, I thought, went over really well this past weekend. So in my mind, I think Triple H has really kind of taken the bull by the horns with WWE as a company. And I think that the product as a whole has really shined, and AEW has really fallen off. And I think that the whole CM Punk thing, I don't know if it really matters because I think CM Punk has kind of, again, jumped the shark a little bit.
Sorry if I'm a little fucking snippy.
That's fine.
I'm hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired. And I work with fucking children.
You brought back the Elite with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. And they're enwrapped in this whole trios thing, and me as a fan, as a casual fan, does nothing for me. I want to see Kenny Omega in the title scene, and being something like he was when he was the Cleaner, or whatever character that he puts out there. And Moxley was a good champion, I thought, but MJF is the guy. But I guess that kind of question is like, who's he going to fight? Who's he going to battle? Because he's not a big guy. And to me, like, a Wardlow would be a great next,
Well, it's going to be Ricky Starks.
Okay, so he's going to take Ricky Starks behind the woodshed. They'll have some good promos back and forth. But, like, as far as the wrestling goes, MJF is going to come out on top. MJF is going to reign supreme probably for 6 months to a year.
Probably.
So just put it in your bank right now. At least for the next 12 months, MJF is going to be champ.
Most likely, unless he gets injured or something, I would say.
So who does he really elevate? Who does he battle? Is Ricky Starks that guy? Is Ricky Starks that guy that he battles and elevates to a whole other level, or what?
I would like that because I think Ricky Starks is gold. I think I'm a Ricky Starks guy, but I think Ricky Starks is just pencil him in for, just an easy first title defense for MJF.
Easy title defense.
Get a defense under his belt, and then where they go from there, I don't know. It could be Daniel Bryan in the long run.
I think Daniel Bryan's a great match because similar body size. I think it comes across very
well. It ultimately will come down to Daniel Bryan because of the whole William Regal storyline. Where, he hit William Regal over the head on Dynamite.
Yeah.
And, ended his career or whatever, because he's got all these neck problems.
Oh, he ended Bryan Danielson?
No, William Regal's had all these neck problems throughout his career, and they made a big deal of MJF hitting him with the brass knuckles from behind and taking William Regal out, like basically killed him, carried him out on a stretcher and everything.
Gotcha.
And Daniel Bryan's riding in the back of the ambulance with him. So I think ultimately it's going to be Daniel Bryan is going to be the guy that has the long-term heated feud with
I could
MJF.
see that. And I could see that being a great feud.
Yeah, I think so.
A great feud.
And I think they need that, desperately need that to get people's attention. They need a big name like Daniel Bryan and a guy that can always put on good matches.
Another good one would be Adam Cole if he ever can come off, the injury
The only problem,
list.
the only problem with that is MJF is like top heel. So wrestling companies never really do heel versus heel. It's always got to be a baby face.
Cole a natural heel?
Yeah, I mean, they could bring him back and turn him face, but they'd have to turn him face first. It's got to be baby face versus heel. Is what it's always got to be. Yeah. I mean, you could do baby face versus baby face sometimes, but you can't ever really do heel versus heel. I don't know. It just doesn't really ever work. So I could see Daniel Bryan be kind of a long-standing feud for a couple months.
Yeah.
I
think that makes sense.
I think that makes sense, too. And then in the long run, you probably get Moxley back involved, too, at some point.
Adam Cole come in at all? No?
Like I said, he's, they'd have to turn him face or something. I mean, maybe Kenny Omega
gone a long
sometime
time,
down the road. Maybe Kenny
you
Omega.
got Kenny Omega.
They got to. I agree with your point on the trios thing. They got to. That's just something where trios titles. I mean, what are we doing?
It's dumb.
You're just making titles for the sake of putting titles on people.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody cares about it.
Let's have the quads. Let's have the quadruple.
It's so relevant, and the Young Bucks are so good by themselves as a tag team.
They don't need Kenny Omega.
Yeah, they could constantly just be in the tag team hunt. And Kenny Omega is so good on his own, he could constantly be in like the title picture for the TNT title, or like the ROH title, or the world title for AEW. I mean,
when he was the belt collector a couple years ago, it was great.
You're just kind of wasting those three guys by doing this trios thing. But it's almost like they're forcing them together to try to make these trios titles seem more legitimate than what they are.
Yeah, I agree.
And I just don't think anybody really cares about them, to be honest. And I don't know if anybody ever will care about them. Because you don't need them.
See it.
You already have too many titles as it is. Especially now that you brought Ring of Honor in and you got all these Ring of Honor titles.
Do you think the WWE product has gotten that much better, though, as of late under Triple H compared to like AEW of late?
100%. It's gotten better.
So you think like before the AEW product, I always thought was actually better than WWE.
Yeah, I think for a while their AEW was doing better. The first year and a half, maybe 2 years of AEW, it was doing better than WWE.
It was more entertaining.
Yeah, and AEW is just kind of floundered. They're kind of like They're kind of treading water.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They're just keeping their head above water.
They're struggling.
I don't really know if they know what they're doing with Chris Jericho as this Ring of Honor champion fighting Ring of Honor people.
I don't think they know what they're doing.
I don't think they know really what they're doing with these trio titles, with this women's TBS title with Jade Cargill, and the tag titles they got FTR holding like 3 different tag titles, but they got the Acclaimed having the tag titles for AEW, and they're going to have a feud. So it's like, who do you have come out on top with that? They're in a weird position right now. Having the title on MJF is good because he's the best talker they got.
Yeah.
And losing CM Punk in the long run probably hurt him because I think they put a lot of their eggs in that basket. The CM Punk basket.
Yeah,
and that flamed out because
he's all done.
Just like he flames out everywhere because the guy's clearly got something wrong with him because everywhere he goes, there's something
behind the scenes.
Yeah, there's something with that guy's personality because everywhere he goes, he
clashes with
clashes and flames out. Like he has to be
top dog.
He just refuses to take direction and authority.
Do the business,
anyone,
refuses to do the business. Right?
Yeah. I mean, he just has a problem with authority. It's just like when the bosses tell him like this is what's going to happen and this is the story is how it's going to play out, and he disagrees with it. He just can't let it go. He's got to have his 2 cents. It's got to be his way or the highway is what it seems like the problem always is with that guy. But I mean, whatever. I'd like to say I'm glad he's gone, but because he's just, I don't know. He's always been just kind of a prick, it seems like. But it also kind of sucks that he's gone because he was one of the more entertaining people
guys.
They had, when he cut promos and stuff. So it's kind of a bummer in that sense. But I don't know what you do. The state of the company where they're at, brother. I agree. I think they're fine.
Where do they take MJF? Ricky Starks, okay. What were the tag teams? I mean, they had some interesting things going with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus.
That's still a long-standing feud that they can't wrap up until Christian Cage comes back from his torn tricep injury.
I don't know, brother. I just wonder where they're headed.
Injuries have hurt him because Adam Cole was kind of a main eventer there, and then he's been out for months.
And then what about Hangman? He's been hurt. Now he came back. He looked out of shape. To me, he looked out of shape against Moxley the other night.
Yeah, coming back to feud against Moxley. It'd be a nice feud. That'd be a nice, entertaining promos and matches that they'll have. But it's all about the titles, though. And it's just, MJF having a title is good, but I don't really know. I think they did wait too long to put it on him because I think a lot of people started to kind of check out.
Yeah.
For the past maybe 8 months.
That was me. A prime example.
Last 8 to 10 months, I think they've really kind of started to tread water so badly that people just kind of were like, I'm kind of done.
Yeah, when MJF dropped that pipe bomb promo, if you will.
You fucking mark!
Then he disappeared for weeks and weeks and
3
weeks.
months or so.
Yeah, I kind of checked out during that period because it was like, you can't, he has this fantastic promo and then there's nothing for 3 months. It's kind of like, I kind of lost interest in all of it at this point. Life goes on. So.
And then he came back and it was cool, but the way he came back, it was like it was anticlimactic because the way he came back, it was like pretty obvious that he was coming back to win the title.
Yeah.
And it was like there was no real spontaneity to it.
You knew there's only one reason he's back.
Yeah, you knew where it was going. So it'll be interesting to see up till like the next pay-per-view, how things go, because I think he's gonna take Ricky Starks to task here in a week or two when that match is, and then he'll feud with Daniel Bryan for a good couple months probably, and that'll be a good feud. So maybe that helps AEW get some viewers back. Maybe it brings some eyes back on the product, but WWE has really got him on the ropes right now, I would say.
I would say.
When things start picking up, we'll do another podcast on it here or there. It's just, that was my angle for tonight.
Yeah, I know, brother, want to talk about it.
So until the next pay-per-view, maybe we'll do a wrap about it. But until then, Smith Boys.
See you out.